Well, Kathleen, I'm not a pundit or anything, but I hate to confess that I never watched Apprentice or, some of the reality shows because I thought they're too dramatized, right? But this is the greatest time in my life that I'm so thankful God put me here on earth to witness the best the soap opera, the best show on earth is Donald Trump now meeting Zelensky. I mean, I was literally drooling. I was like, I gotta set my alarm clock. I know that they have a little bit video delay. I want to see what happens. Because for the past few years, I saw this man Zelensky come in, as Tucker Carlson would describe, like dressed as if he was a downtrodden uh, strip club manager. I mean, he addressed the joint members of the Congress, like Senate, the whole Senate, our Congress, United States, right? Then, he's like, you guys got to give us more money. Got to give us more money, because that guy Putin, bad, 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 and everybody just nods, right? So I was like, this is getting too emotionally weird, because you know hey, I know we're all like emotionally inclined to help people. There are underdogs. Yeah, I do, but you have to know what's behind it. I mean, yeah, okay, let's just put that aside with Ukraine, the history. Um, I'm sure that you'll find out a lot if you really look into it. A big part of this Ukraine, actually, the Donetsk and different provinces, they speak Russian. They were Russians and they want to go back to Russia. Believe it or not, if you've seen the videos that are actually censored, that some old lady said, yeah, she spoke Russian. They can't get this guy Zelensky out. In fact, um, he was part of the so-called Azov battalion, which are like a branch of Nazi, for real, for real. And this is one thing that you didn't look at, the little logo. If you look at the little logo on his so-called the night manager shirt, he wear to address our joint Congress, right? United States joint Congress, and he wore the same fucking shirt to the White House yesterday. It's so funny. But that little thing, if you look closely, it is the Azov Battalion. So they got actually, say transfer the power transfer to them due to America, because that was what America, Obama, or even before that, Victoria Nuland, I think that year she was around with the Bush years, and she had so much power with the leaked audio tape that she choose and pick these foreign leaders, because that nefarious work of the State Department of the United States, like to change regimes. I mean, Hillary Clinton laughed about it, right? Went to Libya, I saw, ho, 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 ho. You know, that they put the poor guy Gaddafi they killed him like a dog, like a dog. Well, I sound like Trump. So, not to be emotional, people get really emotional because I try to help out my poor friend, let's just say, from the church that he used to go to. He knew that I help out somebody like with $100, when they say they needed food or whatever. But that was a one-time thing that he didn't come back for more money for food. But this person, somebody know that they're gonna try to take advantage of you. So he's got a problem with the rent. So he tried to get some money from me. I just gave him $100 that time. But then every month he's got another issue. He says, "Oh, my disability check didn't come. There's a problem." For example, and then he wants $300. He wants some more money. So the fact is, one thing is, I'm not rich. I cannot go out and borrow money to give it to him, right? That's one thing. And secondly, um, I discovered for some reason, because then he linked to my social media, that he was, surfing the weird porn sites, and I just go, okay, that's enough. I don't think I'm gonna, take his request. Now he think I'm a bad guy, but that's the way it is. So be it. So in this situation, we first on the surface, we feel bad for Ukraine. Oh, just as, let me quote Kamala. Oh, so Ukraine is a small country. They're like next to this big country called Russia. And Russia decided to invade them one day. No, that's not the way it is. It goes like if you ever, well, they censor, of course, information coming out of Russia. If you say anything about Russia, they label you as a Russian agent. That's what they did, right? You know, they talk about, they kept using that card. And you gotta be stupid to keep buying that shit. For the fact that Russia wanted one thing. If you didn't hear it loud and clear, that's exactly the one thing Joe Biden sent Kamala Harris, which probably is directive from Obama, after they stole the office in 2020, that Kamala, nobody knows her Kamala, but it's just Harris, went to Europe and say that Ukraine is guaranteed to join NATO. And that's like, everybody knows it's a no-no, because Russia don't want Ukraine set up shop of missiles aiming at Moscow. Hello, if you're not clear enough on that, then you gotta have your brain checked. Just like we don't want Russia to set up shop to aim at our White House from Cuba or Mexico. That's why you had the Cuban Missile Crisis in the past. So why can't you really come to your senses that that's the last thing you want to do, but that's the first thing Biden administration or Biden/Obama did, to send Kamala Harris and tell them that, oh yeah, we're guaranteeing membership of Ukraine in NATO. So all these people are so afraid of Russia. And then they decide to form this NATO thing. But Ukraine is a buffer zone. It's neutral. That's what Putin even said, that you cannot set up shop, right, in the neutral zone, because if Ukraine join NATO, they're automatically required to have missiles on the border, which he said, so many kilometers you're gonna hit Moscow. He said, are you ridiculous? And this is so laughable. I mean, anybody would just in their right mind would know that that's not acceptable. And that was the first thing they did. So United States, through Kamala Harris and Biden, provoked this. And now it's true. Donald Trump is like, this is a fucking mess. Because, now there's certain parts that day there really was crying out to go back to Russia, the Donetsk and the other areas. I don't pretend to be an expert, but I did see leaked videos and so forth. They wanted to go back to Russia. But then the censorship from the Zelensky is so tremendous. And again, he was installed by the United States state government through Victoria Nuland as the figurehead. But they are the actual Azov battalion, the party. They are the Nazis. And you can look at his logo and you can see that symbol. And you can even actually try to research and Google it, whatever. So the fact is, of course he's not popular. Zelensky's not popular in the country. And poor little me, and my universe is as tiny. I'm never proclaimed to be an expert, but I'm just telling you what I have encountered in Los Angeles. Supposed to be the capital of all these weird, whatever the sanctuary for illegals. Okay, so it's also a major hub. And this is why it's no surprise. I mean, even as small as my little universe is, I encountered, let's just say last week, a lady that she told me she was like exhausted. She was in my sauna because, I have drama with the sauna folks, like turning it off and everything. But she was there, she was like, she said, yeah, she drove night and day, she actually lived in Kiev. She drove to the border of Poland, because we know, that's like a little bit of a safe haven, but to cross that border, it's very difficult, because we know some of the American journalists that was exposing the Zelensky deal. He actually got caught at the border when he tried to escape. What the fuck was his name? Tucker Carlson did a special on him. Anyways, so Zelensky killed him, an American journalist. In prison, because he captured him, because he had a lot of those videos that he released that he was aiming for the border to run for his life, but he got caught. He got captured in the end. But this lady got through. So she got through. She drove night and day. I don't know how many kilometers she said, because she said it in a heavy accent. And then she somehow flew to Los Angeles, um, seeking maybe asylum. I don't know, but she did say that she wants to go back there. But there, the house are blown up. Somehow, like she need to go back there because her mother was there, her son was there, is still there, hopefully alive when she goes back. Nobody likes it, but nobody can talk about it because then you get like a visit from the government. They'll freaking shoot you dead. That's why I believe, and this is from my opinion, the information I gathered, that Zelensky actually don't want the fucking deal, and it's not that big of a deal. $350 billion, and we want this as some so-called rare earth. It's not even gold, rare earth mineral. And wait a minute, I was just like, I can't really grasp in my mind. Sure, okay, it's all good. Whatever, tungsten's a rare, so-called a rare earth if we need them. I'm sure lithium, we can extract them like from this certain part of Ukraine, right? But wait a minute, it's not like they have to do the extraction and then, ship it to us. That we have to go set up shop and spend our money, energy, and our resources, with staff and everything, right? To extract this so-called the rare earth mineral. I think that's a good deal. That's a generous deal that Donald Trump gave him. Yeah, I would say fucking take it in a heartbeat. You're $350 fucking billion in the hole. Beggars cannot be choosy. Stupid dumbass. But he act like he is a real ass. I'm talking about people that are so stubborn. He's a mule. And I could understand why. Because you know why? I believe last time he came down, which I despise a lot. When this so-called vanity, where like putting on cover pages. Do you know where that money go? Do you know? A lot of them are kicked back to the Washington cabal, right? Of course, Democrats and Republicans the same. And I believe McConnell's got his hands really, dirty. And a lot of the arms that we sent to, brand new tax dollar purchased equipment, they sold it, and it's not open. It's open secret now. Meaning Ukrainian oligarch got hold of them. There's no accountability. They sold it in the open market, and probably a lot of them go to the cartel. That's why Donald Trump is furious. They sold it for cents for the dollar. Just like you go to a swap meet. This thing is worth $4,000 watch. He sold it to you for $40. So it's the same like that because it didn't cost them any fucking thing, and we pay for the fucking shipping cost. Ugh. I mean, what kind of deal is that? Wow, I'm just like, I'm freaked out. And then remember the poster child? I mean, I was like so disgusted, and I thought I was the only person. I thought, because everybody was like flying the Ukraine flag. I go, okay, I guess I better not like incense you to anger. But if you remember, like this woman, like all in gear, in combat gear, like she looks really hot with the. If you remember, like Raquel Welch posting, like, I'm a badass, I'm a freaking war prince, and then she had like all kinds of rifles. I'm not sure, grenades or whatever, and it turned out to be a model. It wasn't like she was really fighting the war. So that was the propaganda from the left. And I was like, this is disgusting. I'm just ignoring it. But the truth is now, he's not on the pedestal. Zelensky's not on the pedestal no more. He was being worshipped by the freaking radical and the vanity and like, oh yeah, we're going to support them or whatever we can. Well, you fucking support them. You fucking go fight for them. But I think Donald Trump's deal was so fucking generous. All we're saying is, we don't know what you got there, but we think you have good so-called minerals. We're not even extracting gold. If it's gold, I say, yeah, go for it. It's called rare earth mineral, whatever they are. If you guys can help me out, tell me what are the rare earth minerals that in this deal. Hey, if I got rare earth mineral, you can have it. Yeah, because we got $350 billion. We don't know where the money went. And he wants more money. Zelensky, of course, because he's buying more yachts and he's got more mansions than anybody else, in Miami and wherever else. So he can retire comfortably while he sent these people to die. Trust me, these people don't want to fucking die. I met somebody who said that he's a kickboxer, heavy action in the pool, and he said, yeah, he fled from Ukraine because he's under 30 years old. Now there's a lot of 40s, 50s are still being called up. Like they just like they come and knock on the door and say, hey, you gotta go, man. You gotta go to the front line. And I'm not sure if you saw some of the video when the war first started. There were videos that were leaked, right, from the actual fighting where the captives, because they were doing so-called guerrilla warfare. So there were, I'm not sure, was the Ukrainian captured the Russians, but I saw it was so graphic, and there was also a label, of course, it was graphic content. They shot the prisoner not in the head, in the balls. So they lived, but this is how they crippled them, right? And it's just like you see the bullet go through the balls because they said we just don't want you to procreate. Basically, when you go to a war, I mean, I firsthand I saw the grotesque images like the Nanking butcher of Nanking. The Japanese were using bayonets on the women, like they raped and cut open the wombs and then also to stab the fetuses and take pictures. I've seen them. They stay with you. Those images stay with you forever. When I was growing up, so people are like they're evil. I don't know whatever the spirit of war. It's death. It's aponia. It's death. I believe that that from the word of God, from the Bible, there is that spirit that crave the blood and massive killing, and that's satanic. That's not God. So Donald Trump wants to stop the war and peace, and then the stupid CNN left wing call him like a puppet of Putin. Why would you be a puppet of Putin? Why do you want to fucking poke the bear's eyes when he has more nuclear missiles than you do? You want to go out and all-out fight? What the hell is wrong with you people? Anyways. Okay, I didn't mean to go into all this. The only thing I wanted to say was, I was like, oh my God, on my seat watching, maybe it was live, maybe it was delayed, the meeting, and they had a little bantering in the White House when Zelensky arrived. Donald Trump greeted him, and then, it was funny to see this guy in a dirty t-shirt, going to the White House. It's not like he doesn't have money. They got $350 billion. Buy yourself a fucking suit. It's so funny that one of the, maybe a press correspondent, asked the question, I just have a question for you, to Zelensky, don't you ever wear a suit to a meeting? Because this is the White House. Have a little respect. I mean, I'm not saying that, you can't go to church in shorts or whatever. I did go to worship service at night. It was informal. But you do show the respect for the office. And anyway, so he come back with maybe I'll get a cheap suit, maybe not like yours or something. I mean, the guys are mouthing off everybody, and then he was eyeballing he was being sarcastic when Donald Trump was talking. He's like, yeah, right, like that, yeah, I wouldn't do that if I got the freaking, my sugar daddy. Let's just say, if they think that America's a sugar daddy, I wouldn't want to insult my sugar daddy and spit in the eyeballs of those that are in that room. So he literally did that. That's why he deserved to get kicked out. I learned that later he got kicked out. And the one funny thing, okay, that's it. I'm gonna let you go. I saw the funniest moment of Zelensky in the White House bantering, right, and then showing disrespect with Donald Trump, and by saying that, oh, put him back, 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 he never kept his promises, and that was not the reason for this meeting. I mean, totally, I think that there's something wrong with the guy. But then there was a lady, don't know what media in the crowd says, oh yeah, Mr. President Trump, but basically what would happen if the so-called security guarantee doesn't last, and what would happen? So he's basically, they're saying that Putin is a liar. He'll sign the deal to have security and peace, and then he'll change his mind, basically. So it's funny Trump just say, like, what would happen? I think that, yeah, we all know we gotta cross the bridge. When you get there, you'll figure it out. I mean, you're not there yet. You're gonna get a peace deal, and then you hash out the details. So he just said that, what would happen if a bomb drops on your head right now? Nobody's laughing, but I was so-called the LOL. I was like, I'm surprised. No left-winger called my President Donald Trump a racist or a misogynist because the woman asking a question, she's a mule. She's as stupid as a rock. What would happen? Yeah, so many things could happen. Anyways, so that was the best show in town I saw with Trump, Zelensky, JD Vance, and the bantering back and forth. Oh, another one is like, JD Vance is just like, hey, we're just trying to help you out here, and you're not helping us to help you, basically. And Zelensky shot back and said, it doesn't really do anything good if you just want to talk loud and try to make a point. And Trump just go, no, he's not talking loud. I was there. JD was not talking loud. He's trying to make sense. And, so this Zelensky manipulated us, meaning not us, because we're not stupid, but manipulated everyone who have their agendas, right, to send all this money to Ukraine because it's easily laundered back to them. And now he knows that he's going to be hitting that damn wall. And it's so funny when they kicked him out. Literally, they did. I found out later. Somebody else ate his lunch because they were supposed to have a lunch meeting. But he got kicked out. I guess so. The reason why he got kicked out is Zelensky, because you are a mule. You know what a mule is? Like, if you're so stubborn, but you got away with it before, not gonna get away with it now. So, yeah, kiss your $1 billion checks goodbye.